Okay, we've learned how to multiply a monomial times a polynomial. We've learned how to multiply two binomials. Now we're going to talk about dividing a polynomial by a monomial. Okay, so the quotient rule is this. So divide a polynomial, so you got a binomial here, by a monomial, one term. Divide each term in the numerator by the term in the denominator. Okay, and use the quotient rule. Remember, you're subtracting the exponents. So for this problem here, you're going to divide each term here by this. So it's kind of like you're going to divide this part. Okay, 8n squared divided by 4n. 8 divided by 4 is 2. N squared divided by n is just n. And then here, you're going to divide the other part. Negative 36n divided by 4n is negative 9. And the n's cancel out. So that would be your answer. So another way to think about this is see the plus sign? So you have a binomial here divided by this. You can separate them and write them as two separate fractions if you want to. So for this problem, I could rewrite this as negative 14x to the 12th y to the 5th, this first term, over 7x squared y squared. Then my plus sign. See how I'm creating two separate fractions? Now the 7x squared y squared all over 7x squared y squared. This might be easier. It may not. So now I'm going to divide this, and remember I'm going to subtract the exponent. So negative 14 divided by 7 is negative 2. X to the 12 minus 2, remember we're subtracting exponents now. And y, 5 minus 2 is to the third. And now this. So what you're going to be tempted to say is this all cancels out and there's nothing left over, but not true. I have 7x squared y squared divided by 7x squared y squared. You're taking something and you're dividing it by itself. Anything divided by itself is 1. So your final answer is 2x to the 10th y to the 3rd plus 1. Okay, let's look at number 3. I'm just dividing by a. So I'm going to do 8a to the 3rd over a minus 2a squared over a plus 5a over a, and then just divide each one of those by a. So remember the a has a 1 on it, so here I'm going to be left with 8a to the 2nd, subtracting the exponents, minus 2a to the 1st, plus, and here these a's, they divide to be 1, so I'm just left with 5. Okay? Good, number 6. Rewriting that as 6a squared b over negative 2ab minus 12ab squared over negative 2ab, and then dividing this. So here I'm left with negative 3, a to the 1st, because 2 minus 1. The b's are gone. Negative 12 divided by negative 2 is positive 6. The a's are gone, and I'm left with a b. And there's my answer. Negative 3a plus 6b. Okay, let's look at a harder one. Number 9. So I'm going to rewrite it negative 25, x to the 4th, y to the 3rd, over the denominator, negative 5, x squared y, plus, and then the other term of 30 x squared y to the 5th over negative 5 x squared y. And now I'm going to divide these. Negative 25 divided by negative 5 is positive 5. X, subtracting the exponents, you get 2. Y to the 2nd power, because it has a 1 on it. 30 divided by negative 5 is negative 6. The x's are gone, x squared over x squared, and I'm left with just y to the 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay. They do not get much more difficult than that. Okay. So you just divide, separate them, and make, for this one I would make 3 separate fractions, and then divide each term by that right there. Okay. So let's look at 14, last one. 15x to the 5th over 5x to the 4th minus 25 x to the third over 5x to the fourth. Okay, this one's going to be a little bit different. Plus 5x squared over 5x to the fourth. So here, 15 divided by 5 is 3x to the first. Negative 25 divided by 5 is negative 5. This is going to give me x to the negative first. Let's take this part up here. This is going to give me negative 5, x to the negative 1. So remember what to do with a negative exponent? You take that part and you move it to the bottom. So this would be negative 5 over x to the first. Plus 1. Okay, so if I'm going up here, this 5 divided by 5 is 1. And this would be x to the negative 2 power, which is the same as 1 over x to the positive 2. Remember, you can't have a negative exponent, so you get 1 over x to the second. That's kind of messy, but this answer says 3x minus 5 over x plus 1 over x squared. Remember, if you have a negative exponent, you have to fix it. Okay, you can't leave the negative exponents in your final answer, so you have to fix it. Okay, that is dividing polynomials. Short and sweet.